Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be playing some Ark Survival Ascended, which is probably the most either unoptimized or demanding game ever created, in my opinion. Till this day, there is nothing that can run this pretty much locked above 30 FPS native with everything maxed out. It's absolutely insane. And I'm actually running the single player just to show you what the game could be like in a perfect condition. There'll be no network interference, and there'll be no rubber banding or anything like that. So let's see how the game performs. I'm just going to quickly go through the in-game settings. So playing at a resolution of 3840 by 2160. If you enable max frame rate, I guess it tries to dynamically scale the game to achieve that target frame rate, so I've just unchecked that box. I'm actually using DLSS Quality because trying to play this game with DL or DLAA or any kind of native solution is just a no-go. In terms of the graphics, I've got the epic settings, and they do recommend having an RTX 4070 and up. I don't think it's going to do you much good, to be honest. And everything else here I've got maxed out, even the foliage interaction distance limit, foliage interaction quantity limit, and foliage interaction distance multiplier. I've maxed these out completely. And this one, I think this is disable high level of detail, but I don't want to do that. That's why it's called off. So off is actually giving you better graphics. I just want to explain that. There's also a cinematic lighting mode for if you want to do like photos and stuff. It's not recommended that you enable this while playing. So these are the settings I'm using. The game, if you're probably wondering where is the frame generation was something you could toggle before when the game first launched, but now it's something that's currently built into the game, and you have to disable it or enable it via console. So if you boot the game up, it will automatically be running, and it will give you around an extra 20 FPS. I think they've gone with the FSR frame generation route so everyone can use it. But the problem is I don't want to use frame generation, and it basically gives a lot of sometimes it can give a lot of graphical issues. So it's up to you whether you want to use it or not, but I wanted to do a native video, and you do have to use a command in the console key to actually get rid of that. Anyway, I got a few things I need to build. I'm just trying to get this building complete. And as you can see, the performance is pretty shocking, but that's never changed. I'm wondering if the RTX 5090 will be one of the first graphics cards to be able to run this game natively at 4K at 60 FPS or above. We're not betting on it, but hopefully it can. Okay, I need to go and grab some more resources to complete this roof. Having said all of that stuff, the game still does look awesome. The move to the Unreal Engine 5 has brought about a massive graphical upgrade, and it's also brought about a lot of issues with clipping textures and things like that. You'll sometimes see bits floating in the air with no support. Don't really make much sense. So they've got some work to do. I would imagine they wanted to Studio Wildcard get used to the Unreal Engine 5 before making Ark Survival Evolved 2, which we're still waiting on. I don't even know if there is any type of expected launch date for that, but that's one that I'm sure a lot of people are looking into. But if the game performs anything like this, then a lot of people are going to be complaining. Okay, I think I got enough wood to make at least another roof. Nope, I need some fiber now. It's always something. So you can play this game in first person, third person. I find that different view help in different scenarios. So flying, I prefer to fly in third person. When gathering, I prefer to gather in first person. And fighting first person, but general exploration, I like third person better, so you can kind of see more. You can kind of watch your back more as well. The game uses considerable amount of VRAM as well with these settings. So if you're low on VRAM, I wouldn't even attempt 4K upscaled or not. And definitely not the Epic preset. Okay, that should be enough fiber. So 2 more of these slope roofs. Then I can kind of just do the top and the corners. This game does have a lot of I wouldn't say frame spikes, but it can be a little bit choppy at times when you're playing online. It's very, very bad. Even if you got a good ping. Just the text streaming in and out. Yeah, it's not a great experience. Honestly, the game does have good multiplayer aspects, but if you actually want to have a good performance experience with the game, then single player gives you that, but it's a lot more boring because there's no one to interact with. So, you know, if you don't care about playing online, then the game is not too bad, but online it's a bit of a mess at the moment. Okay, I got to level up. I'm just going to upgrade my weight. So I do have to carry a lot of stuff right now. So, in terms of ceiling, we need 3 more ceiling parts at the top. So I'm going to go and get some more wood. I've been chopping down pretty much every tree in sight here, so we need to go on this side. And also need to make sure your character is well fed. I think what they've done with the water has been a considerable upgrade. The old version was okay, but this is a lot better now. And of course they've upgraded all the dinos. Every single model looks improved. I don't think I've seen one model that I would consider regression. The Raptors look much better. So moving to Unreal Engine 5 was definitely a smart thing to do. Got a lot of Dilophosaurus here. We'll take these guys down. There's 2 of them, 101 Dodo. Got the poison on target. I tried to dodge it, but clearly I'm not quick enough. Okay, that poison's cleared up now. Sorry, little one, but I do need your thatch. I do need your meat, and I do need your skins so I can make some stuff. Anyway, let's grab some more wood because that's what I really need. Round done. Can't capture one of these yet because I don't have enough to make a saddle. That is pretty much the starter flying dino on this game. So the lighting's considerably better now. That actually makes sense. Whereas before, in the old game, the shadows weren't that accurate. So the ambient occlusion, or just the global illumination, should I say, has had a massive upgrade. Now I don't know if the game uses lumen. I would imagine it does because that will go some way into explaining why the game's so demanding. Okay, so we need 3 pieces of roof. So ceiling, should I say? So that will do. Okay, now we need to make corners. Okay, I need to make 2 walls and then 4 side pieces. So it's gonna be a lot of wood farming. You can I think you can manipulate the multipliers in single player, but I forgot to do that, so this is gonna take a little bit longer than I would like, but let's find somewhere. Let's explore a little bit more, because I'm sure you guys want to see what the performance is like when you're in more dense vegetation. I don't want to venture too far, because that's when the danger starts to increase. If you go up here, you could run into raptors. You go too far, and you could even run into titanoboa and other kind of venomous creatures. That's Dilophosaurus. Not going to be too hard to take out. Should really repair this axe. It's taken a beating. I do like the way the trees fall down now. You can see we're dropping down into the high 30s when there's so much foliage around. It seems like they've made the foliage a little bit shorter now. Before it was way too high and you kind of get lost in here. Alright, should probably start gathering some fiber. Sure, I'm running low on that. So yeah, the high 30s is pretty much as bad as it's gonna get. These kinds of areas. And there's loads and loads of foliage. There's another Dilophosaurus. See if I can try to shoot you with an arrow this time. Didn't kill it, but it did a decent amount of damage. Alright, took it out just in time. Right, levels are coming thick and fast because I literally just started this to show you guys how things are performing in its current state. I really enjoyed Ark Survival Evolved when it first came out. I actually didn't like the game, but then I think they did like a free weekend or something like that, and then once I learnt the mechanics, I actually found it very, very appealing. So these little programs where they allow you to play the game for an extended period of time, like a free weekend, that actually does create long-term players, is actually quite a good strategy. Okay, so we need to make 2 walls. Let's see. Actually need to level up a bit as well. I want to get the weight to 300. That is a good amount of weight, because once you start wearing armor, carrying a few weapons, you're going to get pretty heavy. And you want to be able to move pretty freely. Starting to rain now. The game pretty much has every kind of weather condition you can think of. The fog, the rain, the snow. So in terms of like a living, breathing world, they've done a great job here in simulating that. Even the lighting over the water is reflecting the clouds, so That is pretty awesome. Okay, let's put these pieces together now. So they've made the system a lot better. Before you used to have an individual engram for everything. So if you wanted to do a wall with a window, a wall with a space for a door frame, that would all be separate skills, but then they realized that wasn't very efficient. So then they essentially made one engram to do many different types of features for a building. And I think that works a lot better. I think Rust has a similar system, so maybe they got a little bit of inspiration from that. Okay, now I need to do these side pieces, so it's going to be 4 of the kind of corner of the walls. I'm trying to think which one is that. Chord quarter triangle for the ceiling. I think this is it. I'm going to make one just to make sure I'm making the right one. And I'll test it out. Okay, it is, but it's not. So it's more of you doing it for the wall. It's like a quarter wall rather than a quarter ceiling, because it's not going above, it's going on the side. So that was me choosing the wrong option. But the good thing is you can demolish something you've made incorrectly, and then you'll get like about half of those resources back. And of course, if you put something down the wrong way or in the wrong position, you can quickly pick it up and then repurpose that. So it's a lot more forgiving now. When Ark first came out, the mechanics of building was very unforgiving. If you place something down for less than 5 seconds, you basically, that was gone. And you'd have to go and farm again, which is annoying. These shouldn't be too costly to make. They're not very big pieces of the building, but I've almost used every single bit of wood nearby. So when you hear these chimes, it kind of lets you know you've progressed to a certain part of the day. So I would imagine it's midday now. So yeah, it's just gone midday in this world, so you can kind of track how much sunlight you're going to have. They've also added a option in the game where you have low light enhancement. So basically it's not pitch black, and you don't need to always carry a torch around, because this game can become insanely dark. So they found, rather than everyone raising the gamma manually, they've just given you an option that basically does the same thing but in a better way. So, you know, the devs are still adding quality of life improvements, which is nice to see. Okay, so we need to make, is it the sloped wall? I think it's the sloped wall. Let me just double check. Wood quarter wall, that's it. No, that's the railing. I don't think that's the one. I think it's wood triangle roof corner. No, don't think it's that. Wood triangle quarter foundation. Definitely isn't that. Ceiling. It's not that. No, it's nothing to do with the ceiling. It might be this. So I'm going to craft one of these and just see. It might be the sloped wall. I think it's sloped wall. Yeah, I'm gonna craft 2 of these. I'm quite confident it's the sloped wall. So let's place one of these. Yeah, this is the one. So the system will kind of automatically choose the correct and interpret what you want to build, because there's so many options now. Rather than you have to kind of, you know, shuffle through all of the options, wherever you point the arrow to, or the cursor should I say, it will kind of just automatically fill that spot with what it thinks that you want to put in there. So that's at least a decent system. It's got so much better now to build than it used to. Okay, so we just need to make a few windows now. So that's 1, 2, 3 windows, and the house is pretty much done. Okay, do a bit more farming. I'm gonna go this way. I should actually make a fire to actually cook something because my character's gonna get hungry. And you can survive on fruits and berries, but meat does a lot better for recovering your health. So let's put our cooking fire here. So now any meat that you have, you can throw it on the fire. You also have to give that fire fuel. So in this instance, I'll split my wood stack in half and just let it cook the meat. And then when you come back, you'll have pieces you can just take off and eat. Been raining for quite a while now. You hear a dodo nearby. That's more meat. No point of wasting that. So yeah, there are piranha in the water. Just gotta be careful. I hate this thing. It steals from you. I'll let it get away. So what I want to do is make some windows. So I think there's 3. Okay, we're good. There should be some cooked meat there for me now as well. On a very rare occasion, some predators can wander in here. But it doesn't happen often. Sometimes a Spinosaurus makes its way in here, and so that's a problem. So open these windows, let the light in. Okay, we've pretty much made quite a bit of progress. Should make a bed. Should make somewhere where I can store some items as well. So I want to make one of these, and it's a forge where you can actually start mining, or start making metal and some other stuff that allow you to get access to all the advanced gear. But first things first, we should really make a bed. Just need a bit more thatch before I can do that. Best way to get thatch is to use the stone hammer against trees. Barely any trees left around here. And I did not get any thatch from that tree. So there is a multiplier to your left, but it's just that my on-screen display is covering that. So you can kind of see how much you're foraging. But yeah, performance in general seems exactly the same as before. The only difference being now, everyone can use FrameGen because it's like the FSR version that's baked into the game. And if you're not impressed by that, you can use a command line to remove it, as I mentioned earlier. Okay. See if I got enough to make the bed now. Yep. Okay. What would be the best place to put it? Maybe in the corner over here. Somewhere to store some stuff. So we can make a wooden box, storage box. You might have noticed by now, pretty much get a lot more experience by building things. That's the quickest way to level up. So when you first start the game, just keep building and building and building. And that's the quickest way to level up. So I'm just going to drop a few things in here that I don't need to walk around with. Just grab the rest of that meat. I'll make a shortcut for the fish. Okay, let's go up their health. I want to get their health to at least 250. But anyway, this game does require a lot of time investment, so I'm not going to stand here all day and play this. I just want to give you guys a little experience on how the game performs, especially with my AM5 system. It seems to perform exactly like my Intel 4900KS. And I want to note as well, when you use FrameGen, you do get some GPU utilization around about 94 to 95%. It's not quite a bottleneck, it's just what happens when you use FrameGen on this game. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks for watching.